Differentiated instruction is a hot topic and a necessary mindset for today's teachers. Carol Ann Tomlinson, a professor of education at the University of Virginia, is the foremost educational leader on this topic. Reading her articles and books and following her on Twitter and watching her videos on YouTube are wise choices because she is the one that everyone else quotes, including me. Dr. Tomlinson says, whatever it takes to ensure that struggling and advanced learners, students with varied cultural heritages, and children with different background experiences all grow as much as they possibly can each day, each week, and throughout the year. How can you argue with that? That's every teacher's dream, to reach every single student no matter the variations that present themselves. It sounds good, but it isn't quite that easy. In the word differentiated instruction, you see the word different. This is the basis of this philosophy. Teachers must make their instruction different in order to reach the different students they have. Differentiated instruction is a philosophy that assumes that education is not a one-size-fits-all model. Our students will need multiple pathways to learn. We can't always offer our instruction in the way that works best for us. We have to reach all of our students, and if they call us teacher, we have an obligation to help them learn. We don't just get to teach the ones who like school or sit quietly or read the directions or laugh at our jokes. We have to teach them all. So to do that, differentiated instruction says that we have to optimize our learning opportunities. We have to use evidence-based practices so we have a greater chance of being successful. We must increase the positive outcomes for every single student who calls us teacher. Well, that sounds lovely and impossible, right? Many people have the misconception that differentiation means we are teaching to the individual, so we're creating 30 lesson plans for a class of 30 students. That's completely untrue. Let me show you more. Tomlinson advises teachers that there are 4 key areas for us in differentiation, or making different depending on your students' needs. She says we can adjust the content, or what we're teaching. For most of us, we don't have a lot of wiggle room here. Special educators can adjust a bit more, but with standards and guaranteed curriculum, there isn't a lot that can be done to change the content. However, if you can switch it based on your students, do it. Product is another place that we don't have a lot of power to change things up. Again, because the standards are pretty clear in directing for the results that students will produce. Our assessments and assignments don't often have much that we can adjust. Yet again, if you find that you can change it up for your students, do it. The 2 areas that we absolutely do have power to differentiate are in the last 2 areas. Process is the first. This is the way that you teach and structure your class, the ways that you present information, the ways that students practice and interact, the amount of time you spend on one learning target or another. Teachers have an amazing amount of power over the processes they use in their classrooms. Unless you have a scripted curriculum that requires you to simply read the blue words or something, you can differentiate like crazy within your classroom. You also have a significant amount of power over your learning environment. You can allow students to sit in groups or work alone. You can allow for quiet music in the background or for students to use headphones during work time. You can let students sit on the floor or kick their feet up when they're reading. You get to determine if you'll spend some time each day creating a classroom environment where students celebrate each other and call each other by name. Differentiating makes things different based on students' needs, and it can be done through content, product, process, and environment. So, how do teachers decide what to differentiate? The learner, our student, is what drives those decisions. Dr. Tomlinson suggests that we look to 4 things about our students to guide our decision making. Student readiness is something to consider. If students aren't ready for learning, we should differentiate and provide remediation or other supports. If they are already ready, meaning they've already mastered the content, we should provide enrichment options. Adjusting for student interest is just plain fun. I remember I had a student who loved sharks, so one day I modeled my essay writing skills on the topic of sharks. He lost his mind. And then when it came time for students to write their own essays, I differentiated by allowing students to select their own interesting topics. Not a big deal, and yet a big boost to their engagement. Learning profile refers to a student's history and progress with learning. If you're teaching a social studies lesson using original source material and you know that a student struggles as a reader, Thinking about how you can meet that need through allowing partner work or providing a graphic organizer to help break down some barriers would be a way of differentiating. Lastly, you don't have to accommodate learning preferences, but I can tell you that when you do, it can be magical. Those students who are always talking, let them do a group project and then maybe their talking will be purposeful. Teachers have the power to make decisions in the classroom that impact learning, and what we decide to adjust for readiness, interest, learning profile, and preferences have outcomes that are definitely better. Above all, differentiated instruction is proactive. Look to your students and then plan to meet them where they are and help them learn as much as you can.